Okay, so this is just gonna be a simple, short tutorial, pretty much just walking you through FL Studio a little bit. If you're a complete this tutorial is for people that are 100% beginners. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you all the little aspects or all the parts of FL Studio that are important and what you're gonna be using the most when you're making your music. So let's get started with the first thing you're gonna see when you open your program, and that is the step sequencer. And let's just go to an empty program or pattern to see how it's gonna look. It's gonna look like this, except it's gonna have 4 tabs, and they're probably gonna be kick, uh, clap, hi-hat, and snare. So that's the first thing you're gonna see, and this is the thing that you're gonna use the most when you're working with this program, because this is where you're gonna build all your patterns to make your song. And these are basically all the ingredients that you're gonna use to make your song. So what I have here is I've built this, or I've made this simple uh, drum beat, and let me do something real quick, and I'll show you what this is in just a minute or two. This is where you're gonna make a drum beat, or this is where I've made my drum beat. This is where you'll probably make your drum beat. This is just a simple drum beat, and it sounds like this. Okay, and basically what I didn't use the defaults that it comes with. I downloaded my own sample pack, which you can do too, and I got kicks from here. This is where you'll be getting your samples from, and you'll just drag them in and either make a new one, which you just do that like that, or you can place them over one that is already there and it'll replace it, and I don't want to do that right now. So this is where you'll be getting all your samples from, or you can just drag them in from your computer. So the first thing you're going to be working with is the sequencer. The next thing you're going to be working with is the piano roll, and this you'll probably see it once you bring up your you will see it once you bring up your plugins. Like, I'm using Harmless. This is one that comes with FL Studio already, and I use it to make my own sounds. I don't really like to use the preset sounds on the plugin. There's a whole bunch of plugins you can use, but I'm using Harmless for the purpose of the tutorial because you'll probably already have it if you're using FL Studio. So I made my sound on this plugin, and this is the same plugin, but I renamed it. You can rename your stuff to keep everything more organized. And as you can see, I made my own sounds, and this is the sound that I made. Oh, hold on. It's because I already have this track made out for this tutorial. You can see this is what it sounds like. That's the sound I made, and that's what it sounds like. You can tweak, you can mess around with this and get the sound that you want. As you can see, if I do stuff to it, it changes the sound. But yeah, you can do all that. These are your basic effects down here: reverb, delay. But I wouldn't recommend using them from the actual plugin. I would recommend using your mixer. But I'll get to that shortly. So yeah, you're gonna use your piano roll, and when you use your piano roll, as you can see, I already have my chord progression in here. You can add sounds like that, like, yeah. See, as you can see, you put your sounds together here. You can raise and lower the velocity, which is how hard the sound hits. If you lower it, you can't even hear it. See? And you can also do other stuff, but I'll get into that in a later tutorial because it's a little bit more advanced in my opinion than what I'm already showing you. So that's your piano roll, and you can do that with your bass too. This is my bass. See? And yeah. So the next thing you're going to look at is your playlist. And as you can see, I already have a little song put out into my playlist from all the patterns that I've made. See, pattern 1, pattern 4, and this I'll get to this in a minute or two. But yeah, these are just impacts and uplifters, which are under my effects over here, and you just drag them. But this is your playlist, and you'll pretty much just put your song here. And I renamed everything for the purpose of the tutorial and just to show you that you can actually be organized on this program. So what you're going to do is, the next thing I'm going to show you is the mixer. And this is the most important thing in the whole program, in my opinion. Because with this is how you're going to make your song sound good, pretty much. It's the best way I could put it. As you can see, these are all my tracks, and the way you do, you put your your plugin to a track is you go up here at track, and then you just set it to whatever track you want to put it to. So for example, this one's on 5. So if I were to come over here and play that, it's gonna come out on 5. See? And I've already messed with the fader and stuff. So if you raise it, it's gonna get louder and stuff like that. And you can do that with your drums too. See? Track 1. So that's my kick. Whenever I play my kick, it's gonna come out on track 1. Okay, so now that I've showed you that, this is where you're going to be adding all your effects and your equalizers. See, a lot of my stuff already has an EQ. So let's keep working with track 2 or track 5. It already has an EQ. It's not working right now because I turned my effects off, as you can see down here. But this is all preference. So when I turn it on, you can see it sounds different. And see, it's all on. This is all preference. However you want your song to sound, you make it sound that way. Okay? You don't well, however you think it sounds good, you do it the way you want it to sound, you know? Like, this is all preference. And then you've got other effects such as reverb and compressors and stuff like that, but I'll get into compressors and everything in a later tutorial. For right now, this is how it sounds with all my effects on it. So I added some reverb, and I EQ'd it, and then the compressor is also on there. And then we have, let me just turn on all the effects, might as well. And then let's just play the whole song. And the way I got this to happen, the way I got the sound to sound like it's emerging is used with this. As you can see, like, it changes as it goes on. And that's because of this, the frequency. And how you do that is you go to the plugin for the sound. So like, let's say this one, we're using this one. You right click on your frequency or on any other knob on here, and you create an automation clip. And what this is going to do is it's going to create one of these clips. And what this clip does is it messes with the knob. So as this goes up, the knob goes up. And I'll just show you how that looks. Okay, so this is how that looks. But yeah, that's how that looks. And this was just a really simple tutorial on how to do some simple things on FL Studio. I did the same thing with this track right here. As you can see, there's another filter frequency envelope right here. But yeah, if you liked this tutorial, just go ahead and like and subscribe and let me know what you think. And I'll be making more tutorials on different things that have to do with FL Studio, of course, later in the future. So thank you very much for watching.